Hello, mesdames et messieurs, welcome in this Tric Trac TV. It's a very special Tric Trac TV because it's in English.
It is indeed.
And I learn English on watching TV and movies, and I talk like Robert De Niro with an extra good English. And
something like that.
Yeah, oh, you are English.
Yeah, see, so this is going to be Conan, but it's kind of like learning English with Conan. So
yes, learning English with Conan.
It's like a special version edition we're going to play today, so this should be fun.
This guy with the excellent English is Jamie.
Indeed.
How do you do, Jamie?
I'm very well, thank you. I am very well.
You are very well. The guy is very well too. This is Fred Henry. Hello, Fred Henry. Your English is like my English.
Yeah.
Yes. You are the author of this game.
The author, yeah.
Yes, this is Conan.
Yeah.
And we have another guy who makes sport like Conan with a huge muscles. It's Adnan.
Hi.
Welcome, Adnan. You talk very well English, not like me and Fred.
Not too bad, but
not too bad. So
I'm working on it.
You're working on it, right? So you understand what you say?
Yeah.
Like me. So we are here to try Conan Kickstarter project.
Indeed.
Yes. The author is Frédéric Henry.
Indeed.
Yes. Yes, he don't speak English, I don't speak English, but you speak English.
So somehow we will make it through the next hour. I don't know how, but we will.
You explain the rules in English for the English and American audience.
That's the one.
We're listening, but we know the game.
Yes.
We
played it
play.
enough.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And so you explain the rule, and after we play. So, go.
That was rather abrupt. Well done, though. Very good.
Thank you.
Excellent. Okay.
So, you proceed. This is a prototype.
It is indeed a prototype.
Games. This is a.
Yes, you won't get hand beveled wooden dice in the box, and all this artwork and such is probably going to be changed as well. This is a very rough prototype of the Overlord's board, which we'll explain later. One thing you might have to be very careful with the prototypes when you're sliding the tiles down. If they jam, it's just because it's been glued in 3 parts, but it won't do that in the maybe too fast for him, but
don't talk to me like this. I do what I want.
Fair enough. I will slide them down.
Go on.
Okay, so as you've already said, this is Conan. It's the first of its kind as far as the game goes, because in this board game you actually get to play as Conan and his friends. Whereas in a lot of other games, it was always you played in his world, and sometimes he would wander wrong and kill some stuff for you, and then you'd give him some gold, and then he'd go off again. But this time, you're actually going to play as Conan, all of his chums, and play through many stories that we've turned into scenarios, from rescuing princesses, to raiding castles, to escaping from prisons, loads of stuff. So what we have here is a scenario that many of you will be familiar with if you've already seen the game. This is the infamous Picked Village. So in this one, Conan and his friends have been hired by a local lord to save his daughter, who was kidnapped when a trading caravan she was with was attacked.
Yeah.
Now, there's a story behind why he's doing this, and we'll get to that in a minute. Now, the heroes have rocked up to the village just before dawn, when all the hunters are out, doing what hunters do, hunting. And they have a very short amount of time, 8 turns, and trust me, that goes a lot faster than it sounds like in this game. Turn counter, thank you, lovely assistant.
I understand this.
And they have to get in, find the princess, which my lovely assistant here is going to hide in one of these huts, and kill the picked chieftain, so this sort of thing doesn't happen again, and get out. Very important as well. So how are they going to do this? The main mechanic of this game is what's known as stamina gems. Now each hero...
Slowly.
I suppose we've got to get that under the camera somehow.
Like this.
Like
My
this.
English is bad, but I know which camera works.
There we go, that's true. More experience than I have. So, stamina gems. Each character has a reserve of them. On average 10, the Overlord has 11. And to perform different actions, you're going to spend these these gems. These actions are moving, close combat, defending, range combat, opening chests. Everything revolves around these gems. To give you an idea, most heroes have an average of 10. Conan's slightly stronger, so he has 11. So what we're going to do is to give you a quick idea of the scenario. I'm going to run you through a quick demo turn. So I'm going to take Shivatis, in fact, here we go. So Shivatis is the rogue in this scenario. When you start your turn, all the heroes have to decide whether they're going to be active or inactive. So if we can zoom in on the plateau very quickly, you'll notice that I have gems in 2 different piles. This is my available pile. This is my fatigue pile, and this is my wound pile. So when I perform an action, I'm going to move gems into these different boxes to indicate which actions I'm going to perform. And then afterwards, at the end of my turn, I'm going to move them all into the fatigue pile. At the beginning of your turn, when you declare whether you're active or inactive, you recuperate a certain amount of these gems. If you're active, it means you can do whatever you want, but you only recuperate 2. You can go inactive, which means you're having a breather, a quick rest. However, you get 5 back. You can also get more if other members of your party die, but hopefully we won't get to that. We shall see how good he is. So, in this scenario, the heroes get to pick where they want to come in. There's 3 main points of ingress, but you can also climb certain walls. So, for example, I'm going to start with Shavatas here. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to move into the village, so we'll start with movement. On the plateau, each character has a movement box, and in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a large number. In the case of Shavatas, it's 3. These are his free movement per turn. So Shavatas can move 3 zones per turn without having to spend any additional stamina. The number in the bottom left-hand corner is the extra stamina, the maximum, extra stamina that he can spend on that action. So he has 4, he could potentially move another 4 zones. So I'm going to move into the village and say I want to kill these 2 guys here.
What?
Sorry?
What? You want to kill my mate?
I do. But it's only for fake, don't worry, we'll get to the real killing afterwards. This is fake killing. So I'm going to move 1 to here. Now to enter a building, you have to spend 1 additional movement point. So I spent 1 to go there, so it's another 2, 3 to go into the building. Now I'm in here, I can see I'm with 2 picks, which hopefully will die very shortly, and a chest, which hopefully I'll open very shortly. So we'll get to the killing first. How do you attack an enemy? Very simply, you take 1 of your stamina gems, and you put it into the combat box. Now, this initiates an attack, and it gives you an it gives you a dice of the color that's indicated in the box. In the case of Shavatas, it's orange, so I could have 1 orange dice, please.
Is it orange?
That's the one.
I know the color in English. Orange. Red. This is red.
Red. Yes. That is red. And the other one is?
Yellow.
Excellent. Yeah. Well done. We're learning. B+. Now, I can also add additional gems into that box, which will give me more dice. So, say for example, I'm going to spend 2 on this attack, so I can have another orange dice. So that would mean I'd be attacking with 2 orange dice. However, I also have a weapon. You have to have a weapon to attack. You can attack an arm, but it's a lot less powerful. Shavatas' dagger gives him an additional yellow dice. So could I please have a yellow dice?
A yellow dice.
A yellow dice. That's the one.
This is a yellow dice.
That is indeed a yellow dice.
You're welcome.
He's learning. He's having a lot of fun, trust me.
Yes, but when you put the in my face, I'm not happy.
No, if I stab you in the face, no, you're not going to be happy for me. On the card we can see it gives him this additional yellow dice. He could also throw the dagger if he wanted to as a ranged action, but he'd have to go get it afterwards. The small arrow on the dice, however...
I go to the camera.
That's true, yes. You can zoom in on the quick camera.
Better, and
that'll probably be a bit better. And there we are. So, we'll go back to the start. So this is the Chris. This is Shavatas' weapon. You can see the axe, that's the attack symbol. That yellow dice means that he gets an additional yellow dice as soon as he starts a combat action. And the arrow means that he gets to re-roll a yellow dice. Below it, we can see the ranged icon. That means he can throw it. That's the hand with the little arrow going out, which means if he uses it, he then has to go and get it in the box he threw it in. The symbol on the right, bottom right, is the weight. Heroes can carry a certain amount of weight before they start to lose different abilities. We'll get to that as well. So, I have 3 dice in investing 2 stamina gems in attack. So 2, because I get orange dice whenever I use stamina gems, and 1 yellow from the weapon. I roll a dice, on all the dice, and I get 3 hits. Perfect. So, the picks here, they have, if I'm not mistaken...
Pick center?
That's the one, yeah.
This one.
Pick center, red. That's it. 2 armor and 1 hit point.
I put on the
there we go.
camera
Yeah, do that as well. That's a good idea.
on the bottom, on the side of the machin chose.
The machin chose.
In French,
the zoom camera. Call it like that. So, as we can see the picked hunter, the first symbol, and we will get to how the overlord activates afterwards. The first symbol is his free movement, so he can move 2 movement zones. The shield is his armor, so he absorbs 2 damage points. And the third symbol is the attack, so he gets 2 yellow dice, which he can re-roll whenever he attacks. Unless it's indicated, all enemies have 1 hit point. So, I have scored 3 hits on him. We'll take off 2 for the armor, and 1 for his hit points. So technically, he's dead. However, the Overlord can roll dice to defend, but he won't this time. We'll get to that afterwards.
Okay.
So that would technically kill a picked. I could then do the same thing again, kill off the other picked.
Oh, it's easy for you.
It is very easy for me. And then, once there's no more picks in the room, I can open the chest. So, how do you open chest? Exactly the same way you fight. You put a stamina gem, or multiple stamina gems even, into the manipulation square. Oh, that's too much.
It's okay.
There we go. And that would give me 2 dice of the colour. Now, seeing as Shavatas is a rogue, he has very good skills, so he gets red dice. So I'll take 2 red dice, please.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. And his special ability, lockpicking, allows him to score 1 automatic success as soon as he starts to open a chest. So you need 2 successes to open a normal chest. So technically, I've already done half. 2 red dice is overkill. For a quick recap, yellow are the weakest dice, orange are medium dice, and red are strong. So I should have no problem passing this. So I get 5 successes, plus 1, I get 6 to open 2. Easy. So I open the chest, and I get an equipment card. Magical urn in this case, sort of like a magical grenade, to put it shortly. Now, I've then spent all of my stamina gems. In between this, the other heroes can go. There's no turn, like my turn, your turn, your turn. All the heroes can interact as much as they want. They can swap out their actions. Conan can burst through a wall, kill some enemies. Shavatas can run in, kill another one, open the chest, then move out again. Then another hero can go. You plan it around your strategy, how you want to play the game.
And you talk together.
Yes, you all talk together.
Together, this is the word when I said.
There we go.
You talk together when you want.
That's it. Yep, you can
say joke, etc., etc.
That's the one. Yep, it's all about, well, I suppose kind of socializing and planning out your strategy.
Yeah.
But there's no my turn, your turn. We all play together. We all play how we want, when we want, and the only limit of what we can actually do is the stamina gems.
Yeah. You kill my pig. It's very social.
Exactly. Very, very social. That's how social works in the Hyborian Age, I think, but I'm not sure. And there you go. Now, if, for example, his picks were going to attack me, so 2 yellow dice, which can be re-rolled. So he'd get 1 hit on me, he can re-roll it, he gets 2 hits on me. Now, one of my other boxes is a defense box. So I can spend stamina in this one to roll, in Shavatas' case, oh, no, that's going too far, orange dice in defense. So I could roll 1, I stop 1 hit, I would take therefore 1 wound, which means that one of my dice, primarily from my fatigue pile, would move into my wound pile. Once I have no more gems outside of my wound pile, you're dead.
You're dead! Yeah!
Simple enough. It's not that difficult to understand.
This is my job. Kill you and your friends, especially Conan.
Yeah.
Because when Conan dies, if like something like this.
Actually lets out that small noise.
Exactly like this.
That's some sort of deflated balloon.
This is just a scratch.
Right, so the next box is ranged attacks. Now, Shavatas has some throwing daggers. He has 6, in fact. They work in the same respect as a weapon. You've put energy into the box. You get a certain amount of coloured dice. For Shavatas, it's orange. For Valeria, I think she has yellow, and Conan has orange as well.
That's right.
You roll a certain amount of dice, plus the bonus that your weapons give you. So the throwing daggers give you yellow dice. So you'd roll, you do exactly the same system of hits, take off the armour, do the wounds, etc. Simple as. Manipulation we've gone over, and the last box with the cube in it, now these are rerolls. Now rerolls you can spend as many stamina points in as you want per turn, and they allow you to re-roll a dice that you have already rolled. And you can re-roll and re-roll and re-roll as much as you want, there's no limit.
No limit, the game during months and months and years and years.
You'd have to run out of stamina gems.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're rolling a dice a month, you'd have to stop eventually, or you'd lose a lot of friends. So there we go. That is the basis of the character's actions. It's really that simple. The only thing we really have to cover is the special abilities. So Shavatas, he has an easy time opening chests, being a thief. He also ignores enemies for movement penalties, which we'll come to in a minute. Conan, when he attacks, if he kills an enemy, any remaining hits carry over to other enemies. So he can cleave through a whole group of enemies if he rolls enough dice. Which is good because his weapon is very powerful, but only allows you 1 attack per turn because it's a big weapon.
Yes.
Valeria, her special ability is that she can use 2 weapons at once, so she can get the bonus dice from all of the weapons, and she has a lot of re-rolls on her dice, so she's very stamina efficient, how to put it. And that's as simple as it gets for the heroes.
And in the game, there are only 3 characters, or
in this scenario? But there are scenarios with 4 heroes, there's scenarios with 2 heroes, there's 12 different scenarios in the box with different amounts of players. I mean, here we've got Conan, Shavatas, and Valeria, but you can play whichever characters you want. You could even play without Conan if you want to, but it'd be defeating the point. But you can, nothing stops you. It's just been balanced, I suppose, for these characters, but each character has its own strengths and weaknesses, so yeah.
Okay,
no issues.
And now, I would like to do something interesting. When you do bad thing like me, what does it work?
Now
I want to kill Conan and his girlfriend and his pet.
his pet, girlfriend, pet. Take that as an offence. Right. So what you got to understand is that the Overlord in this game isn't just how can I put it? It's not like a games master in a role-playing game.
Yeah.
He's an active part of the scenario. He has his own objectives. The gameplay has been made so it's interesting for him, and he's not just some sort of add-on mechanic for the models and the enemies and the board.
So you won the game, or I won the game.
Exactly. Yes. There are certain missions where I suppose you can get equality, so you can get a draw. There we go. But those are very rare, and we try to avoid them. So,
in reality, I won the game, or I won the game.
Yeah, there is one thing that should be mentioned. This is the third time he's played Overlord, and he's never lost. So this is a point of honour for us if we can beat him today.
Frederic knows all my tricks and my.
See that poker face? That's a poker face. This is going. Me and Adnan are just going to be playing with these two. Wow, it's going to be serious. There's going to be a point of tension just here.
Yeah, we're going to step back.
Yeah, you want to
let them kill each other.
So how does he work?
Exactly the same principle as the characters. Stamina gems.
Yeah.
So you activate different minions via this track here. Now, as you can see, those places are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to 8. Those indicate the amount of points you have to spend to activate that creature. Now, each tile controls either one or multiple creatures. There's also a special tile called an event tile on number 7, but we'll get to that in a minute. When you activate a creature, or when you want to activate a creature rather, you choose which one you want to activate. You. So he's on the second spot, so he costs 2 to activate. So you move 2 from the available to your fatigue pile. There you go. You take up that tile, slot it out. There we go. You move all the other tiles down. No, you don't throw it at me. It's not a throwing start.
Okay, I put here.
But no, you'll need it back if you want to reactivate them again.
Okay. So this is a prototype too, huh? This is not easy for me because you are...
It will be this design, but it's come in multiple parts, so it's a bit sticky.
It's made with love, but no very dexterity.
Yes, kind of, yeah. Okay. You have to manhandle it a little bit.
Okay, I put here, I pay 2.
Put it there, that's it. So he slides up to the top of the board. All the other enemies become cheaper. Except him, who's still at the bottom. And now nothing stops you from reactivating that tile in the same turn. It's just very expensive.
Okay, yeah.
So but it is a tactical option if you want to take it. You can activate 2 tiles per turn.
Okay.
So once you slide the tile down the track, you then activate those minions. So that is the picked warriors. So those are the grey picts with the hammer here.
Yep. Okay.
So as we can see on the card, they have 2 movement, 3 armor. So they're slightly tougher than normal picks. So you need 4 hits to kill them. They still only have 1 hit point. They have, is it orange dice, rerollable?
Yeah, I think it's red, no?
No, sorry, it's a rerollable red dice, sorry, when they attack. So that's very strong. And the special ability at the top of the card, the sort of sumo pose that you could see, that means they're what we call blockers. Now, blockers stop heroes from moving moving out of a zone if they are in that zone with them.
Okay.
In a time scenario like this, those pieces are very important because they can potentially slow down heroes for a turn or 2 if you play them well.
So, Pit Warrior is here,
the grey
here.
pits, that's the one,
and
those
I move
3 there.
this one, and after this one, when I want.
Exactly, they have 2, they don't have to stay within a coherency or anything, they can be on each side of the board if you want them to be. It's up to you where you want to put them.
I make all the move and fight, or
you make all the moves, then you fight.
Okay.
Just to keep things simple.
Okay.
Also, what's important to know is that they're not a squad, so to speak. You don't roll all the dice at once because each attack is independent. Each attack has to be defended against independently for the purposes of armor and dice and what have you. So do you want to move them? So you've got 2 movement. For the sake of ease, I've put Shravatus here.
1, 2.
So he's in. So you've got the other ones.
And 1, 2.
Okay.
And 1, 2.
There we go.
Now I fight you faces.
You can, but you do have another option. Now, the Overlord, apart from spending gems to activate his minions, can also spend additional gems to move additional zones. It's 1 gem per model. So if you want, you could pay 1 gem and move him into the same zone, get another attack.
I take this gem and I
That's
put
it.
here.
You put
I have
it
3
in there. That's it. Okay. The other ones, we'll get to that.
Here.
So that's it.
It's easy, this man run. Yeah.
Easily pleased.
Yeah.
So you can move 1 figure. That's it. So now you've got 2 attacks on me.
1 in face and 1 in front. It's good position. I like this.
We won't discuss that on TV.
Yeah.
Now,
so, I have 2 dice, red.
You do. There you go.
One dice, one dice.
Exactly.
Here.
That's the one.
I put in your face.
You will put the dice in my face.
Oh, 1.
So you get 1. So you get 1 hit on me. Now you can re-roll that.
Yeah, because I want to roll. Is it just only 1?
Yeah, there's only 1 chance of getting a miss
I
on
re-roll.
red dice. Can we roll? And you get
0.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Well, you've got another attack.
This is not a really gaming.
well,
It's to
first
try.
level.
Yeah,
If you
but
want,
I pay
You
1
can indeed.
here.
That's the third
To
ability he
reroll.
has. You can pay 1 gem like we can to
one.
reroll. So he's
Okay.
got 1. Perfect. So Shivatas has no armor, so he gets no passive defense bonuses. However, I can spend gems in defense in order to roll dice. So you've got 1 hit. I'll spend 1 gem in my defense to roll 1 orange dice, which I get nothing.
So
therefore, I would take 1 wound in the wound box. Simple as. The beginning of the end.
Yeah.
So you've got a second attack, which you can take as well.
Okay. This is not a good die. This is a good die.
See if that one's better.
I want to.
No, I don't. Actually, no, you nearly
Yeah.
had me. You nearly had me giving you my luck, but no.
Pass.
Ah,
I
not
don't
too bad. Okay.
reroll.
So this time, to stop 2, I don't really want to lose any more wounds, so I'm going to spend 2 dice. That gives me 2 orange gems. 2 orange dice, sorry.
Oh,
So I
you're a
get 2,
lucky
and
guy.
that time I take no damage. Simple as. Now, that's your first tile used.
Yeah, I pay for 1.
You can do another one, whatever you want. Then at the end of your turn, all the dice that you spent in there, they move down. Now the second ability, we'll quickly touch on that. It's exactly the same as what I've just done for Shivatas. That is, for every dice you spend, every point you spend in it, when one of your creatures is attacked, you get to roll an orange dice in defense. Simple as. Sometimes you do want to roll orange dice for expensive creatures. For these, for example, the blockers, like I said, they're very important. You want to try and keep them alive. They're useful for the scenario. The other ones, the meat shield, as we call them affectionately, you may not really need to save them.
Yeah.
Depends. Also, a very quick thing which I didn't get into, blockers stop you from moving totally if you're in the zone with them. Shivatas, it doesn't count because he ignores all the bonuses. However, if you're in a zone with multiple enemies, if you want to move out of that zone, you have to spend an additional gem, an additional movement point rather, if you have the free movement available, an additional movement point for every enemy which is not being engaged by a friendly model. What do I mean by engaged? Well, if Shivatas is in this zone, he counts as engaging one of these models. If he moves out, neither of these are engaged. So if you wanted to go here, it would cost him 1, 2, 3 movement points.
Okay.
If he was here and, say, for example, where's Valeria? There she is. And she was here, he would engage this one, Valeria would engage this one. If he moved out, he would have to go 1, 2, but seeing as Valeria would be fighting this pick, he's fine.
Easy, very easy.
Simple as.
Simple as. This is a new game. This is the word of the day. Simple as.
Simple as.
Simple as.
There we go.
Simple as.
Very British term. And there we go. I don't think, well, then it would pass over to the hero's turn. So we would then declare whether we were inactive, active. We'd move a certain amount of gems back. And so one thing we didn't mention, you are never active or inactive.
Okay.
The Overlord is always active and always gets 5 stamina points back at the beginning of his turn.
This is
and that's it.
This is one I love to play this because I make a lot of active guy.
Exactly.
An active guy.
He's a young go-getter.
So when you play, I play and I move the...
Yes, when your turn starts, you move that counter along 1. We have 8 turns to finish the scenario, Get the right number of fingers there. Now, the objectives, like I said, you're going to hide the princess in one of these huts. You've got some counters there, that's it. So you choose one, we won't look. Choose whichever one you want. Afterwards, yes. Yeah. You'd put the princess model on top.
Yeah.
And then when we walk into that hut, you say, you found her. And then she is then on the board.
Okay.
We have to pick her up. She's an object that has to be carried. So she weighs something, so that is useful when it comes to different abilities being in play or not. And also we have to kill the picked chieftain and take his head, which is also an object.
Okay.
And those are the 2 scenarios. So one you can hide, the other one has to start there. But there's a double bluff sort of mechanism. Do you put it with the chieftain, all your eggs in one basket, but we won't think you've done that? Or you put it with giant snake, because who doesn't hide damsels in distress with giant gribbly monsters?
Don't tell me what
I know. I've heard stories about how you hide
the
this.
game. So, okay, I hope you understand what this guy said, because I don't understand nothing. He's talking English.
Adnan should be fine.
He said to us...
He might not have, but he wrote the game, so he should be okay, I think.
said to us it's English, but we have no proof. You know this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, little bit.
I understood.
Comical effect, but never mind.
So, I have, we have, comment on dit, nous avons, we have the
gone
rules
over
to
the
play.
game.
Yeah, to play. This is one scenario.
This is one scenario.
With just 3 characters and just 1 or 2 equipments.
Pieces each,
And just on this map.
Just on
There is
this
a
map,
lot of
yes. on
exactly.
the Kickstarter, on
That's it.
the
Oh,
game,
yeah.
we have a lot of figurine.
Yep, no party is the same. I mean, this game, Conan's got a giant axe. In another scenario, he's got a giant sword. And this is just equipment. Sounds a bit stereotypical, but there you go. And in one scenario, he's in prison, so he breaks out, and all he has at the beginning is some chains to attack people with. So it all switches up.
We forgot this.
Oh, we did. Sorry, we did
important.
talk about the event tile.
Yeah,
Now,
I am a professional. I forget nothing.
We did, but we didn't, because this
Yeah.
actually ties quite in with each scenario. Now, the event tile is nothing solid. Nothing continuous. It changes from scenario to scenario. In this scenario, it allows you to respawn a certain amount of monsters.
Okay.
Each monster has a different respawn cost, from 1 to 2 normally. Others, bigger ones, can have 3. But generally, you can't respawn the big beasties. For example, in this scenario, you cannot respawn the snake or the chieftain, because generally when he's dead, he doesn't have a head anymore. Okay. But all the other ones you can. That represents, represents the hunters coming back.
Okay. Every scenario have this.
Every scenario has an event tile, and it does something different. There's a scenario in a swamp village where it invokes a giant snake. Loads of things.
Okay. And when you come here, maybe I pay 2.
You pay 2. You slide it back up, and you can use it again.
Okay, my English is very, very incredible.
Nice.
You understand
Doing well.
Okay, thank you, Jimmy.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Fred-Henri.
Thank you.
I like your accent. It's very good.
I like too. I like too.
You are a French author?
Yeah.
Yes. You would never know.
Thank you, Nan.
You are welcome.
Okay. And now we go to play.
Join us in the next video for the game.
After this generic.
That's the one.
Usually in French I said generic.
Generique.
For the English audience I said générique.